Let's talk about Gareth Southgate's 3 Lions. Before we name our team, something that I think stood out from some of what we heard in that package were so many people wanting to put Raheem Sterling on the bench rather than starting 11. Okay, maybe it was split down the middle, but even that for me seems quite a stretch because he's been so influential, so important to Gareth Southgate's England. We talk about the favourites. You know, lots of people say, well, Gareth Southgate's got his favourites. He's stuck by the likes of Jordan Pickford or Harry Maguire over the course of his time in charge. The likes of Mason Mount, some felt as well, maybe shouldn't have been starting for England. But Raheem Sterling has to be one of those that I think he relies upon during this tournament. So before we talk about your full 11...
I've not got him in my team.
You've left him out, okay.
Well, I had him in last week. But I've left him out this week.
Can you understand if he is on the bench, why that would happen?
Well, when you see my team, you'll be able to understand why I've put him on the bench, yeah.
Okay. All right, shall we get into it? Who's your 11? First game against Iran,
Let me just give you my thoughts on the whole group. I think England are going to have the ball for 65% possession in every game. I think they're going to have the ball against Iran tomorrow. They'll have the ball against the USA, and they'll have the ball against Wales. So I'm picking my team based on England are going to have most of the ball. So I'm going to play Trent at right back, Pickford in goal. I'm going to play Trent at right back because I think in that position where we've got the ball all day, say England, he's the one I want on the end of that pass, and he's the best deliverer of a ball into the box. Right?
Okay. Trent in.
So I've got Trent in at right back. I'm going to play Trippier at left wing back. And I want him to just check back on his right foot and fire crosses in because I'm going to play 2 strikers in this game.
Why wouldn't you play Shaw for the left footer natural balance?
Well, yeah, I can see Shaw getting on the end of one of Trent's crosses, actually. He's got a habit of creeping in at the back post and getting goals. But I think Trippier is a better full-back than him.
Okay.
And I think he can cause damage because I'm going to play Kane and Wilson up front.
Okay.
That explains it a bit.
Okay.
So Iran are going to sit back and allow you to get the ball wide, and I'm going to play 2 strikers in the box, so they're going to get in the end of crosses.
So who are your back 3? Let's go back to the defence because we already heard Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier are out wide.
Yeah,
you've got a back 3 there.
So thinking we're going to have a lot of the ball all afternoon, England. I'm talking as if I'm the manager. I'm going to play Ben White, right, Cody in the middle, and Stones on the left. That's the 3 centre-backs. 3 ball players. That's the 3 I've decided to pick.
In the middle?
Midfield 3. Rice sitting and Foden and Bellingham running forward and making things happen at the sides of Kane and Wilson and getting in the box. I think Bellingham can get in the box. I think Foden can. I think England are going to have the ball all afternoon, and I think if you put another striker in the box, your wing-backs can push on. You can get crosses in all day and just take the game to Iran.
2 strikers?
Yeah.
You think that Callum Wilson's ready to start a game in the World Cup? He hasn't played for England since October 2019.
Well, if Tony was there, I'd play him. I'd put.
You just want 2 strikers?
2 strikers.
Not that you necessarily desperately want Callum Wilson.
I think you're going to get a load of crosses in tomorrow, so you get as many people in the box who can get on the end of a cross.
Is this an approach just for that first game, or would you carry on playing like that if you were Gareth Southgate?
If I felt that I was going to have the ball all afternoon and get crosses in, if you sit deep as a team, the ball ends up going wide against you. So there's crosses coming in your box. You've just got to accept. You can't have it always. If you sit deep, the ball, you're closing all the space behind you. You're closing all the gaps in front, so they can't come through us. They can't go over the top of us. We're going to allow the opposition to go round the outside of us and cross balls in the box. You need to have more players in the box than they've got defenders, or players getting in there. You know, like Bellingham arriving late in the box, Foden arriving late on the box. You're going to have. Do you need 2 sitting midfield players? Probably not against Iran. I might see how the result
It reeks
goes.
of complacency, what you're saying. So
well, no, I just think England are miles better than Iran, and you've got players at the top end of the pitch that can hurt anybody. But I know he might not. There's probably a 99% chance he won't play that system. He'll play with a 3, and I'd put Sterling in that team.
I'd be wary changing the formation off the back of 6 games without a win to give them something else to think about, this England team. I think they need to go back to one of their...
Do you think it might be worth changing if you haven't won for 6 games, the same system?
There's that, but do you think Gareth Southgate is that kind of manager? Do you think this group of players
think it's going to change.
Listen, if it was a normal 4-3-3 that they played at their clubs every week and they were used to, and you weren't introducing something different. But how many players in this England team play what's effectively a 3-5-2, what you've gone for?
Yeah,
maybe a 3-4-1-2. But none of these teams, I don't think any of them are necessarily playing that. Maybe Chelsea adapt to that at times, but regularly, week in, week out.
Good players can adapt. World-class players can adapt to any system that you put in front of them.
It's an interesting point you make. How many world-class players are in that team?
England?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's got world-class players sat on the bench. Grealish, 100 million, can't get a game. Rashford on the bench.
World-class.
Madison's injured,
Grealish
but he's
and
on the
Rashford.
bench. They're
World-class
world-class players, yeah. They're playing in the best clubs, in the best league in the world. Yeah, they are. In my opinion, Mount's world-class. I think they can make their mark on any game of football. Mount, Grealish. Who else is not playing? We got who I missed out. I'm not sure about the defenders, by the way. There's not many world-class defenders in the team.
No.
In fact, none.
Okay, that's
Thinking about it. No.
Okay,
out defenders.
Yeah.
No.
I would play a 4-3-3 for this game, and I would try and take the game to Iran, much like you want to do, to be perfectly honest. But for me, I would also, and I know I love Raheem Sterling, but I wouldn't start him in this game because I think Iran, who have a very good defence and don't concede many goals, will sit quite deep. And actually, I think one of Sterling's best attributes, if you play a 4-3-3, is coming off the touchline, making those diagonal runs in behind the defence. I think he's been fantastic at that, and that is actually probably the most natural part of his game, apart from maybe picking up the ball, putting his head down and running at people in the full-back area. But
do you not
he hasn't played at his best at Chelsea.
But do you not think he plays against deep back fours every week? For the last 10 years?
Yeah.
For Man City?
Yeah.
You know, the team's just parking a bus, and he plays for Man City in that. And Pep Guardiola's taught him to actually when to run inside and in, cut in, when to go in behind. When he gets in there, does he pick people out properly? He's improved that part of his game. He's another world-class player for me, Sterling.
Okay, all right. I'd start Jack Grealish. I think if Iran sit deep, just on that left-hand side, I think his ability to hold on to the ball, Jack Grealish, will make a difference. I'm not too concerned about a player with speed to run in behind, like a Rashford or a Sterling, in this game in particular. He's really, for me, the only player for whom I think I've stuck my neck out. I've actually put Mason Mount in the midfield with Rice and Bellingham because I think he's got a more natural defensive instinct as a central midfield player, as opposed to someone like Foden, who I think naturally is a better player going forward. And I actually think if we're going to play four at the back, I think all of those three in the midfield are going to be players that need to win the ball back because, like Gareth Southgate has alluded to in the past, we do still need to protect our defenders, who you point out we don't have any world-class players in that area. I would have played a back four of Trippier and Shaw as full-backs, but I'd go for Ben White and John Stones as the two centre-halves. Jordan Pickford in net. As I said, Rice, Bellingham, Mount in the midfield. Saka has to start, Kane and Grealish. But the thing that I don't like...
Leaving out Foden.
Foden's on the bench, yeah. Yeah, Sterling's on the bench, Rashford's on the bench.
To be honest, Hugh, he's spoilt for choice. Isn't
it doesn't come across when you watch England play.
The top six on the three in midfield and the three up front. You know,
but his job is to pick the right 11.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a right 11 for England. They need to start getting results. And we don't know that. We don't know what that is. He doesn't seem to know what that is at the moment. After the last 6 games, and I know players were tired, there needed to be changes and rotation in the Nations League, but he still doesn't put his finger on his best team.
Well, it's a difficult job, but I've just thought they're going to have a lot of the ball tomorrow, so you need play with 2 strikers. Whatever happened to Sutton and Shearer?
Yeah.
And, you know, partnerships of 2 strikers. It'll come back round again. It's gone out of fashion.
Yeah.
But it'll come back round.